Hey everybody, Buttonhole here. Thank you so much again for coming back to Open Fire Tactical. I appreciate you guys more than you know. And I mean that sincerely. My subscriptions jumped from 143 to 171 like in this past week. It's been nuts. But the comments, man, gosh, you guys are just commenting, and I'm really loving it because I answer every single one of those. And it makes me feel extremely happy that you guys are engaging in what it is that I'm doing out here. Once again, I'm on the same range and I'm all by myself. Woohoo! Because I really don't like it when there's other people here because some folks are dangerous. But anyway, getting to this video. So the last video I was talking about 1 and 7 and 1 and 9. I have another carbine that is a 1 and 8, and that's my hunting rig. I use that for coyotes extensively. They are a problem out here in Lyon and Story counties. So you can hunt them all year long. You can hunt them without a license. You can hunt them at night with a spotlight. And that happens when animal numbers are not controlled, you know, and it's kind of sad. I mean, I like the coyotes. I think they're cool. But yeah, when I see them, you know, a good coyote's a dead coyote, and a lot of people don't have that same opinion of them. They think they're cute and they have a right to live until they eat your dog or your cat, or you find them in your backyard because you leave your pet food out for them. They'll climb over that fence and eat it. And yeah, climbing over a fence, I've seen it. It's amazing. Those animals are relentless and they are wily. No pun intended to Wile E. Coyote, but they're not stupid. And that's why their numbers are what they are. They breed every 10 months. So at 10 months of age, they're looking for a mate. So anyway, on with that, back to this. So last week, this was the 1 and 7. And a guy wrote in and said, could I do a review without doing a review on the weapons that I use? So I'm not going to get real deep into it, but this is a 1 and 7. I got this at Midway USA. I believe it was less than $300, and it is a SIAG Arms in 5.56 NATO 1 and 7 twist. This is a Aero Precision lower, Magpul rubber grip, and IMBA sight. So this upper didn't come with this sight, and these things they're kind of expensive now. They're over the $50 range, but it works well. And since last week, I did zero it. I zeroed it when I was here on the range that day. I just didn't film it. Didn't think you guys wanted to see that, so kind of boring. The 1 and 9 dissipator, I love this thing, but I don't know who the manufacturer is, and I could probably figure it out. Now it just says H-bar 1 and 9 5.56 NATO, and that's on the barrel, so I don't know who the manufacturer is. But anywho's, I got this for a great deal also, $200. A buddy of mine had it, and he said he didn't use it anymore, and he didn't fire it very much, but it's the A2, and I like that about the A2. It has the carry handle. It brings me back to when I was in the Army, and the sight radius is longer than this one, the 1 and 7. So if I hold these up here together, sight to sight, you can see the difference, right? Longer sight radius. You hear a lot of weird noises out here in the desert, and it always sounds like there's somebody rolling down the dirt road, and so I like to be safe as I can, and not sweep anybody with my muzzle, whether it's just an upper or it's a completely assembled rifle, which is funny because this is not a firearm. The lower is. So you can buy these in different rifle twists, which is being 1 and 9, it's 1 twist in 9 inches. Okay? 1 twist in 7 inches. This, my Coyote gun, which is suppressed, and this suppressor goes on my bolt action rifle, my Remington 700. It's the same can. This is a 1-in-8 twist, and I've had this forever. And this is a Bushmaster lower. I think it's a Bushmaster upper. It was a complete rifle when I bought it. The CAA hand grip, made in Israel. This is a Nikon scope 3-to-9 power with a bullet drop compensator. So this is specific for 223-556, and it says P223 right on it. So I zeroed this at 100, and so with the bullet drop compensator at 200, 300, 500, and 600, it's in the scope. And so you just put your crosshairs on the target at that known distance, let a rip tater chip, and you should connect. The last one that I have here, other than the AR9, which I did not bring, this is also a 1-in-7. I bought this upper at Midway USA. The scope is a Millet 4-to-16 power. I put a bipod on it. This is an M-lock upper, but 18 inches. So a little bit more velocity. This thing really likes the 75 grain and 77 grain. And like I said before, last week, I have not loaded up 80 or 85 grain bullets. I just don't see a real need for that. 77 and 75s do what I asked them to do, and I cooked up a load for that. And you would think that the 77 and 75 powder charge would be the same, and it is not. 2 grains of bullet weight equal to a half a grain more of powder for the 75s. The grouping was significant. It was pretty large, and then I just started working on that load, got them tight. So I'll demonstrate that today at 27 yards. I have one of those Caldwell diamond targets with the 5 diamonds on it. And we have 4 rifles here. So I did not bring any of the green tip bullets. It was hot out here yesterday, and I didn't even bother to come out here. I live right down the street. And it was 96 degrees, but those steel cores have the propensity of making sparks if they hit rocks, and there's rocks out here. And so I just wanted to minimize any chance of a wildfire. I would just rather stay at home, and it's so hot. You can't escape it. There's no cover out here unless you bring it yourself. And then the wind comes, and the next thing you know, your pop-up canopy is flying off into the distance. So I didn't want to do any of that. But anyway, let me get my target set up, and then we'll do that at 25 meters or 27 yards. And then I'll start off with the 1-in-7, the 1-in-9, the 1-in-8, and then once again, the 1-in-7, but my long range gun. So I use that long range gun. I shoot steel at 3, 5, 800, and 1,000 yards with that. I have heard of people shooting farther than that, but I can't get the distance out here, not safely anyway. And so we do have a spot right over this hill, probably a mile or 2 down. I think it's right over that way. And you can get 500, and I do have a video on that with me and my friend Steve. We were shooting at 500 yards. So anyway, let me get this thing all set up, and then we'll pick up where we left off. All right, guys, stand by. Okay, so I'll try to keep my talking to a minimum. We're already at 9 minutes. 1-in-7, 77 grain bullet. Here we go. Top right. No, probably helps if I would charge it, right? All right, let's clear out this guy. Ooh, she's a smoking Joe. Weapon safe. off the old hearing. Stand by, let me walk on down there. All right, so, I got some markings on here already. So I was shooting right here, but that doesn't look good as far as being honest and trustworthy. I should have checked that, and I didn't, and I do apologize. This is where I was shooting, so now I'm off to the right with those 77s, but 62s, I was right here at the top of the diamond. So let me get all these guys pasted up, and then we'll try this again. I'm just going to move on to the next rifle, okay? Stand by. Okay, 1 in 9, 77 grain bullet, the dissipator. And I did charge it already, I just did it off camera. All right, so now I'm going to shoot at the top right. Here we go. All right. Weapon is safe. Put the extra one back in. All right, let's go on down there and have a look. So I don't normally shoot 77 grains with the 1 in 9 twist. I always shoot the 55s or the 62s, and you can see from the last week's video that those 62s in the 1 in 9 just didn't group very well, but the faster twist did. So this is looking promising. Check it out. So not a bad group. I mean, it's large, so it's just not spinning them that fast. Last week too, that 62 grain center punched it, the diamond, and then there was one at the top and one at the bottom, but at least those two are together. So that's okay, but I'm not going to make it a habit to shoot those heavy bullets with the 1 in 9. So let me get my 1 in 8 ready, my Coyote gun, and then we'll see what happens. I shoot 55s mostly with that one, but we'll see. Stand by. Okay, Coyote gun. And no hearing protection because it's suppressed. I don't recommend that you guys do it, but I'm me and I'm in charge of me. So, okay, I'm gonna go bottom left now. You know, it helps to take the scope covers off, and then you can see exactly what it is you're doing. All right. Definitely too touching. So, you know what's funny is when this thing is rolling around in the truck, things have changed. That's at 0, but this wasn't. So it's shooting off to the right. All right, stand by. I'll spare you the boredom of walking down there. All right, so here we are. Too touching. This was actually the first shot, so I need to move it over to the left a little bit, and that's my own fault. So I drive around with the truck, and I drive out here, and I don't put my rifles in rifle cases. You know, if you have a rifle case, use it. I have several, and I'm lazy, and I don't do it, but you have the propensity of having your scope dials changing on you, and I'm not making excuses, but I'm making excuses because I can't explain it. So it is what it is. So this weapon is clear. And we'll do the 1 7 18-inch. And I'm going to have to put my hearing protection on for this. This guy is loud. I should just use the bipod, but I don't have to. All right, so bottom right. Okay, here we go, bottom right. Little unsteady. But I love this thing, man. It's a really good setup, and I'm not into it, you know, a lot of money. So Midway USA, I got this upper for $379. I remember that. And it came with no scope, no sights, no nothing. I had this scope, so I saved some money there. But I had to buy the scope mount. And this was, I want to say it was 125 bucks. So my other scope is a 1-inch tube. This one is a 30 millimeter. The 30 millimeter allows more light to come in, and but that's the reason for the sunshade also. So that sun will cause a shadow inside your scope, and it can be kind of a nuisance, you know, when you're trying to shoot at a target. But that's shooting, and that's the way it goes. They also have 34 millimeter scope tubes. And that's like the latest and greatest thing right now. So if you are looking to get one of these, I highly recommend it. I don't know who the manufacturer is on this either, I forget. But I'm not going to take off the hand guard just to figure that out. I want to say it was it wasn't Daniel Defense, and it's not geez, there's another one out there. You know, I don't know. And I'm not going to bore you with the long pause and me trying to figure out, because I can't. So let's go on down there. Let me pause and we'll head on down there and look at the group. Okay, and there's the last group. So it's okay. You know, it is what it is, man. I'm just trying to, I expect better results for me because I'm that anal about things. And I'm trying to get a lot of information in a small amount of time, and I don't want to bore you with the with my babbling, really. So anyway, that concludes our video for today. Man, I sure do appreciate you guys coming out here. It is starting to wind blow a little bit, but man, it feels good. It's not super stupid, and there is somebody coming down the road. So anyway, once again, thank you guys all so very much for coming out. I appreciate each and every one of you. Keep the comments coming, and if you give me suggestions, like I said, I'm going to try to accommodate that suggestion the best way that I can. You guys have a blessed day. Open Fire Tactical out.